tireless quest for a perfect night rest. Some people are learning that the pursuit of better sleep can often backfire. Every passing minute was another minute of sleep lost, and the obsessive thought created a vicious cycle that kept her awake. Derek considered himself something of a sleep connoisseur. He has applied tape to his mouth, practiced the nostrils open with dilators, and sealed his ears with plugs. He has tried out a fan that pumped cool air under his sheet, and positioned separate mattresses for himself and his wife side by side, so that her movements wouldn't disturb him. He has tested light therapy lamps and air quality monitors and sleep trackers and blue light glasses. With each new experiment, the goal was the same: getting closer to a perfect night's sleep. After decades of Americans abiding by the mantra that they can sleep when they are dead, many have woken up to the importance of a good night's rest. Overall sleep time has increased over the past 2 decades, and even more over the last few years, according to the federal government's annual survey of how Americans use their time. The tide is changing, said Matthew, a professor of neuroscience and psychology at the University of California, Berkeley, and the director of a sleep center at the school. People, especially Gen Z, have reclaimed their right to a full night of sleep, and they have done that without embarrassment. Even though sleep attitudes have shifted, experts say the basic recommendation have stayed the same: at least 7 hours at around the same time, with as few interruptions as possible. What's different is the number of people for whom sleep has become a fixation. Online, such people, sometimes referred to as sleep maxers, proudly display the extreme lengths they will go to in pursuit of better sleep. The videos promise solutions to problems that sleepers never knew they had. One enthusiast recommended an adjustable pillow to reduce facial pressure. Another filmed herself waking up with her hair wrapped in a bonnet and wearing a jaw strap, barely able to speak after taping her mouth shut. She then took it all up in what has become known online as a morning shed. Bragging about early bedtimes has become as much of a social media flex as documenting a lavish vacation. These days, for the sleep curious, there are mouse tapes meant to promote the breathing through the nose, nostril expanders, which ostensibly reduce snoring, nose tapes for opening nasal passages, and jaw straps, which wrap around the head and keep the mouth firmly shut. There are pillow mist, magnesium foot spray, and the Sleepy Girl mocktail, a concoction of cherry juice, prebiotic soda, and magnesium powder. There's also higher-end technology, like the fan that Mr. A tried, which can retail for close to $600, and entire lines of sleep wearables, some costing almost $1,000. that track and measure the quality of people's sleep. There's a sunrise alarm clock, which its creators claim wakes people up according to their natural circadian rhythms. For the true enthusiast, there is even a battery system that adjusts temperature, that detects the snoring, and vibrates when it's time to wake up. It will run you about $4,000. Leading sleep scientists have become swept up in a booming multi-billion-dollar slumber industry. After Dr. W. published the best-selling book, Why We Sleep in 2017, the sleep tracking company Aura brought him on as a medical advisor. But as interest in sleep has risen, some doctors and academics have noticed people becoming preoccupied with obtaining a perfect night's rest. In 2017, researchers from Rush Medical College and Northwestern University's Feinberg School of Medicine came up with a word, osomnia, to describe people who seek treatment for self-diagnosed sleep issues resulting from their use of sleep trackers and wearables. In the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine, the researchers wrote that they worried about the effects of a perfectionistic quest for the ideal sleep, likening what they were seeing to orthorexia, an obsessive fixation with healthy eating. Not all sleep maxers develop orthosomnia, of course, but Dr. M., the medical director of the Sleep Testing Center at Brigham and Women's at the Faulkner Hospital in Boston, does worry about people becoming too focused on bedtime. Sleep is a passive process. Dr. P said it is to be protected, not forced or maximized.